Today, we are diving into element 2 of your life book, which is written by Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. And element 2 is knowing what you want to accomplish. And we're going to do pages 48 to 55 today. So here's the thing. This is probably going to be the longest day. I'm going to try to keep it under 5 minutes because that's my goal to you. Okay. So what this really talks about is change is possible. Okay, so in element 2, we're actually going to identify what you want. We're going to develop a strategy to help you get started creating your desired change. And then we're actually going to explore how ready, confident, and willing you are to engage of those 6 macro habits of health. Okay, I want to say micro habits, but we're working on the macro habits, or 6 of them, and then we get down to the micro ones. Okay, so I remember before I started my health journey, I remember thinking, why do I feel like I have it all together? I feel like I can do so much in my life, but the one thing that kept eluding me was, how do I get my health under control? And, Dr. A recognizes that our days move along at such a frenzied pace, and there just never seems to be enough time or energy. Our to-do list never ends. And we actually, we barely have time to sleep, let alone proper time to work on our health and well-being, right? So he actually says that it's probably true that we spend more time planning our vacation than we do on our day-to-day lives. So in the meantime, our health and our life are actually getting away from us. So today we are going to begin executing this strategy, and we're going to start a process to help you make the desired changes to really create the life that you want. Okay. So most of us know there's really never a good time to start making changes, right? If our daily choices are currently robbing you of energy and vibrancy, and you're gaining weight, becoming less fit, it's not going to get any better the longer we wait. Excuse me, not going to get any better unless we just take time to do it right now. So last week we talked about rewriting your story, right? And we're going to be learning and growing and getting better. So Dr. A, he's actually going to give us this realistic plan. It's going to have strategies and tools and skill development and support. And I am going to be walking you through all of these. So the first thing we want to do is make sure you're ready. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, right now, tell me, what is your desire to improve your health and well-being? Okay, so down here, 1 to 10, right? 1, I'm not ready for change. 5, I'm almost ready for change. And then 10, I'm very ready to change. So where are you on that continuum, on that scale? Okay, I was a 10. I was really ready to just get healthier. So if your score is less than a 7, your current level of motivation is probably not high enough to really support the focus and energy that you need to make some meaningful changes. All right. So what I'm going to suggest is go back and rewatch last week's element 1. Okay. And maybe you can pick up a copy of the Dr. A's Habits of Health, which I have here, because I think you'll find a lot of really good information there. Or if you want someone to walk you through some questions or what you have, you can always reach out to me without a problem. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. But if your score is a 7 or higher, congratulations, you're ready to start. So the next thing that Dr. A writes about in this element 2 is when we talk about what we want, it's usually tied to a pleasure principle rather than lasting satisfaction. Remember that song? I ain't got no, right? Something like that. Anyway, I'm not here to sing. Good thing, right? So as an example, when we're eating, we're feeling pleasure, right? And we stop eating, the pleasure does too. So think of, let's say I've never done this. You have a half gallon of ice cream and you're just eating and you're eating, and it's hard to stop. And, when you wonder, why is it hard to stop? Well, it's hard to stop because you're getting pleasure. Even if you don't taste it anymore, it's just, okay, it's good. Okay. It's actually, it's been said that 75% of the time that we're eating, we're not hungry. We're eating so that the pleasure doesn't stop. Okay, so satisfaction completely different, satisfaction rather than pleasure. This occurs when you create, when you do, or actually when you bring things into your life that have lasting value. Okay. So think of coming home from work. You're tired, you're stressed, you're exhausted. What you want to do is you want to sit on the couch. You want to watch TV, you want to eat something sweet or something salty. But instead, you put on your sneakers and you go get some exercise. And whether that's going out for a run, going out for a walk, going to Orange Theory like I do, right? Whatever you do, right? But let's say you do that. And when you're done, you will be so glad that you do. And you have this sense of satisfaction that lasts far beyond, right? Because actually, when I'm actually doing it, I'm not going like, oh, this is the best thing ever. But boy, when I'm done, I feel amazing. Okay. So you can also contrast this with something that we want more and more of, but it brings us less and less satisfaction. That's addiction. Okay. So back in the first week, we talked about the big rocks. You remember my big rocks, which were the macro habits in my supposed to be mason jar, but mine was a vase. Okay. Those big rocks, those macro habits, really remember we talked about them being the foundational stones that we want to put into our own mason jar every day. So through the rest of this element, what we're going to do is review these at a high level and just apply the readiness ruler to help you decide which macro habit you're most interested in changing first. Okay. I will tell you now that almost 2/3 of us, I know I'm going general, but that's what I'm doing. All right. So 2/3 of us are overweight or obese. So the macro habit of healthy weight management is really where most of us are going to start. Okay. And that's generally where people are most wanting to change. So you may not be at the same stage of readiness in all of the macro habits, right? Or you may not even realize how the choices that you're making in one area are actually contributing to weight gain or overall health in the other areas of well-being. Okay. So the purpose of this exercise is just really going to be explore your readiness and how to assess your current ability to change in those areas that are going to help determine your future health. All right. So that's it for today. I don't know how I did on timing, but I guess I'll figure out once I hit end. So thanks for joining me today as we begin element 2 of the life book. Please feel free, like, comment, share this post, hop over to the YouTube channel, Healthy and Vibrant. I'm just trying to make it easy for you. Okay. So tomorrow we're actually going to take a look at the first 2 macro habits, which are healthy weight management. And then the next one is eating and hydration. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.